All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to our second semifinal for WPC Ace. I'm LDFB on the sub. I'm joined here today by Winter. This one should be the good one. LGD China versus Invictus Gaming. The last time these two teams faced, IG crushed them. But Winter, we've seen these two teams go at it many a time before in the big Chinese tournaments. Even going back a year or longer ago, LGD China, IG, they've duked it out in G League, G1 League, pretty much every event. They have gone deep, and here they are again. Best of 5, Game 1 will be starting fairly soon, and the winner moves on to play DK, who looked dominant yesterday, taking down Vici Gaming. They're waiting in the grand finals, where over 200,000 US dollars, it might even be over 210,000 roughly, is available to be claimed. So a lot of money, a lot of money. How you doing, buddy?
I'm good. Good morning.
Good morning.
You know, I saw something interesting. I was going to tell you.
Yes, tell me.
If you want to know who to bet on. Apparently, Hao, he didn't get sleep the whole night.
How did you find that out? How did you know that Hao didn't sleep?
Because I have him on my friends list, and his name was stating that every time, it was in Mandarin, every time before a big match, I have insomnia.
Really?
Yeah, he's gonna miss some last hits here and there.
So did he not sleep at TI at all? Because he played really well at TI3. How was one of the best carry players at the event, I felt?
I don't know, but probably it will make him miss some last hits here and there.
Well, sometimes, I don't know. It's weird when you don't get sleep. I'm someone who knows a lot about not sleeping, for sure. I think most gamers probably do to some extent. But for me, like, you'll get really tired, you want to go to bed, and then you get your second wind, or your third wind, or your fourth wind. I mean, at some point you're so tired you have to go to sleep. But you'll get, like, that second or third wind, and you have that huge rush of adrenaline, just, like, your body's, like, saying, okay, I guess I'm not going to sleep. And it kicks it a second gear. And sometimes I find I even play better when I'm wired like that, but... yeah, in general, you'd assume best of 5. It's a long, grueling series, and not being well rested could really hurt them. So your rares, I take it, are going to be on LGD for this one, then?
Yes. Just look at MFG, dude. DK played so many games in a row, and you look at their last few games.
Yeah, but some of that was like jet lag. Apparently, they didn't really get to eat either, or they didn't get to eat much because like they went straight from their semifinal into the grand finals. But I feel like that should be less of an issue here. There's no jet lag. They should have had a chance to eat, even if he didn't sleep.
Yeah, I'm just trying to mess with you to convince you that LGD is the team to bet on.
I mean, LGD is. If I had to like root for a team, it probably would be LGD, just because I love Director 8. He's the man. But I think these two teams are very evenly matched. The last time they played, I felt like LGD just weren't on their A game. But if LGD can bring their A game, I feel like this is a coin toss basically as to who takes the series.
I just noticed something interesting as well. Yesterday, between DK and Vici Gaming, all 3 games Prophet was banned, and today the first game IG versus LGD. LGD first ban Prophet too.
Yeah, we've seen YYF playing it a bit more lately.
First
Do you think it's worth a first ban, though?
I am not sure. I don't know what's going on in the Chinese scene. Every tournament, every match, a different prioritization of hero is chosen. Like the last few games was like Slug was first pick, first ban every time, and then suddenly, after the Slug lost to the Pugna against DK, nobody picks Slug anymore.
Yeah. Slark was, I still think he's a strong hero, but I don't necessarily feel he's like a first pick, first ban kind of hero.
So IG would go for the Clockwork. Clockwork is just one of the best offlaners right now. But for the Doom pickup first pick, I am not sure why.
Yeah, so as you mentioned, we'll hop ourselves inside the draft now. It's Game 1, LGD China versus IG, best of 5, 2 juggernauts on the Chinese scene. And it was a Doom first pick from LGD China. I'm trying to remember, what have IG been running lately? Like 430 has been playing some Clockwork mid. We've seen him go Timbersaw occasionally. Alchemist is a common choice for him, which IG actually banned. Both teams do like to run that hero quite a bit. We haven't seen much of like heroes that Doom's really good at countering, like say Storm Spirit. We haven't seen IG really picking that up that often. They have run it once or twice though.
Like I feel the way they open a draft, every time the Chinese team opens a draft, the hero that they pick first has to be very flexible. A hero that can play a lot of roles. Like for example, it was Alchemist before, but then everyone started to ban Alchemist. So for LGD, they have been running the Doom sometimes position 4, sometimes solo mid, sometimes solo offlane. So I can try to understand it this way, that they want to pick up a hero that's very flexible to start off your draft so they can change into a lot of variations later on.
Yeah, speaking of flexible, IG, after the Clockwork, will go for a Venomancer. So a hero that can go solo mid, a hero that can be played as a support, pretty well-rounded as far as supports go, can farm pretty well in the mid game. So it really is a very flexible opening from both teams. Clockwork can go mid, Clockwork can go offlane. Nobody has tipped their hand at all as of yet. And on that note, we'll hop back inside the draft. So yeah, LGD going to work on their second pick now. Generally, they like to get at least one support in the first phase.
Yeah, Crystal Maiden, maybe. There's still Crystal Maiden here for them open up.
Yeah. Crystal Maiden, Visage, and Alk are the other two big supports. Chen, if they want to go jungler, they can, but LGD China, I mean, they could already run the Doom as a jungler. And they typically... I mean, they do run junglers, but I don't really feel like they're a team that's going to first or second pick it, generally.
Wow. Shadow Demon. Again. So early.
Are they setting up for a potential Luna pick? I feel like a lot of the Shadow Demon return to popularity is not really about the Shadow Demon. It's more about the heroes that go with it.
The Glaives.
Yeah.
The Glaives.
Oh my god. Who was it, Burning yesterday, who just went straight Butterfly? He's like, forget Manta. I don't need it. I'll just get disrupted, and then I have 3 Butterfly Hero and Illusions very early on. That was scary.
Yeah, the other thing that's weird to me is like, LGD chose to, other than the Prophet, they banned out the Rubik in the first phase as well. Well, I know IG has been picking up a lot of Rubik, but... Well, I don't know, man. I'm not very sure what's the plan here.
Yeah, why would you ban Rubik? He really doesn't seem like that strong of a... I feel like he's just not a strong support in this patch. There's so much more emphasis on the aggressive early roaming, having supports that can go woods early like Crystal Maiden or Doom. It feels like a support that is situational right now. Not someone you ban in the first phase.
You only pick him if like you have a very good partner like a Visage or something along the lines like that. Or sometimes you pick it because the enemy has a lot of useful spells the Rubik can steal, like Black Hole. But I'm not very sure why would you ban it in the first phase. LGD clearly has something planned. Maybe it's just because to protect the Doom. You don't want the Rubik stealing your Doom.
Yes, that is a good reason to ban him. And they did open with a first pick Doom, so that might be the thought process. But as for LGD, I think very telling, they ban a Chen and a Dragonite. They're worried about IG's 5-man. They're worried about IG's early push. And it makes you wonder, is LGD setting up for more of like a greedier lineup? We've seen them occasionally, dual or tricore. We've seen them run some Spectre here and there. I don't know if they pick that particular carry, but there's a Luna, there's a Gyro. There are quite a few strong farmers still left in the pool, as well as OD for mid. And Xiaowei does play OD mid sometimes.
IG and LGD are the teams that frequently run Gyrocopter, so wouldn't be surprised if any one of them, if you can't get the Luna, you will get Gyro next.
Would you take the Luna over the Gyro this game, you think? I guess LGD have Shadow Demons, so they probably would. But how about IG? Do you think IG should take it as well?
Considering the situation, if you know the enemy gets Shadow Demon and Luna, which is strong, you yourself lack a carry, and why not? Why not?
When in doubt, why not? I like your logic. IG will go Enchantress, so they now have a very strong roaming lineup, and I mean, it's still open what role the Venomancer's playing in. You would assume support, but he is a pretty strong solo. And now we'll see a Kunkka come out from LGD. So Xiaowei Kunkka, they've run it like one time on Yao in a tri-lane, but more often than not, it is Xiaowei playing the Kunkka.
I feel the draft is going into a direction where the Doom will be played by Xiao Tuji, Kunkka will be played by Xiaowei, and then they'll pick up another core hero for Yao. Timbersaw maybe. 3 strength cores.
And IG...
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, they don't really have a great lineup to punish that. I think the one big damage dealer that's still in the pool is OD, but against a Doom, that's a little bit scary.
Yeah, you pick OD against a Doom, it's very dangerous. He just needs to find you and Doom you all the time, and OD can't really do much against a Doom if the Doom player just like You remember the games yesterday where Mushi just kept on dooming the Bristleback, so the Bristleback is useless with the mech.
I feel this game for IG, they have to go dual or tricore, or they can't really go tricore, but dual core, or they have to crush the laning stage. Because if they don't dominate the lanes, and they have one carry, Doom Shadow Demon is just going to crush whatever that carry is. And IG does not have a great defensive support either. They don't have a Shadow Demon. They don't have like a Chen who can send you back if you get caught out. So I think IG, either they go dual core here, or they just look to completely snowball from the laning stage.
Maybe they just go for early aggression with the Enchantress.
Lone Druid.
LGD's
And
tanking carry, and very good at 5-man.
And what will 430 play? I guess that's the big question. It could be the solo mid clock, which actually does pretty decently against Kunkka. And you can solo kill him if you catch him
Timbersaw.
out. Or do they go dual core? Yeah, that would be the other question.
Timbersaw, I think, would be good as well on IG, since the cores of LGD are strength heroes.
Yeah, that's true. He is against Doom and Soul Catcher, though, and that makes him somewhat ineffective. Your reactive armor is not going to help you much. I guess no matter who you pick, though, those two are going to be tough to match up against.
reserve time.
Yeah, the thing is, if you pick Timbersaw here, yeah, you're right, Soul Catcher and Doom is gonna be a pain for you. But in the laning phase, no matter who you face in the middle lane, solo 1 versus 1, you're gonna have a very good time.
Is there any chance that they don't put Kunkka mid? And they maybe put like Doom mid or something?
No, I don't think so. I think the game, after picking the Doom, most likely means that it's a safe lane. Because it's LGD, they're gonna run a safe lane Doom. And then he'll be protected by the supports. He'll start in the jungle for the first wave, and one of the supports will take the lane. So Kunkka will be maybe dual lane with Shadow Demon middle, and Doom will be with another support at bottom lane.
IG's turn
Disruptor
to
comes out. I got the new cosmetic set for Disruptor when it was on sale, by the way. Have you seen that one? The Raptor. It's really good.
No. The dinosaur?
Yeah, the dinosaur. Totally worth it. I went to, what was it, thinkgeek.com, and you can order like a hoodie, and it comes with a Luckless Luck box. So I sold the Luckless Luck box. I almost made all my money back, and then I spent it all in the Steam store. So, either way, Valve getting my money, but
Cheeky move.
cheeky indeed. Shout out to my friend Will, who tipped me off to that. They have gone down in price a lot since then. But actually, Elder Titan, neither banned nor picked. That's a little surprising. And OD as well. Both of these heroes.
That hero has been fallen off. Like after the last nerf, that the teams have been like, okay, they're done with this hero.
Yeah, forget about him. OD is really weird though, and IG will go for the 430 Invoker. Oh boy, we do get ourselves a dual core, and we get ourselves some Sunstrikes. I hope some global
for sure Sunstrikes
initiations, and they have a very scary tri-lane now. Clockwork, Veno, Enchantress. If they want to tri-lane them, you cog somebody. That's an easy. And in fact, even Disruption can be used to set up Sunstrike if LGD don't use it correctly. So, IG gonna make it rain fire.
So the last pick will be a Gyro. Gyro will be Rabbit, and then Yao will be playing jungling Doom.
Are they expecting like the 1v1 matchup here for Yao? Do you think?
Maybe. Because IG has to, after picking the Invoker, means that they have to win the early phase well. Otherwise, middle game, they'll be having a hard time against LGD's team fight.
Yeah, IG, and if they do have a good start, though, they can get an early Midas on 430. They can do Roche quite early, and they can also take towers. Forge Spirit's Bear, as well as Enchantress, and even Veno. 4 of their 5 heroes push really hard, and you've got a great initiator in Clockwork, so...
Smoke. They're coming in with smoke.
Coming in hot. LGD, they're looking to strike first here, but I don't think they're going to find the first blood. And on that note, the Whistling Man joins the cast. Is that coming from your end?
Yeah, that's the ice cream truck actually passing by my room.
It sounds like a Whistling Man. I thought you had ghosts in your house for a second. Uh-oh. Hal's going to get caught out here. Oh, just out of range.
325 movement speed. Shadow Demon is 295.
Yeah, you know, Winter, he did not... They're going to go for the bear here, but I don't think they can kill it. He did not expect a 5-hero smoke, because he was clearly running like, oh, I scouted with my bear, it's fine. That's one of those things you just don't see anymore, but it's so rare that it almost worked. So LGD China narrowly failing on the first blood.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how will they place their lanes. And Yao didn't spend all his gold. Maybe he's saving it in case he goes for jungle. He's going to get a Quelling Blade, and if he gets a 1 versus 1 matchup, he's going to get something else.
Yeah, if he starts top, he can look to eat a creep at this big camp, so it will be more efficient if he doesn't get zoned out of the lane. And it looks like he won't. So on that note, guys, it's time for game 1 in our best of 5. Let's introduce our teams here. LGD China on the Radiant side. We do have the Disruptor with the Pirate eye patch, it looks like. Quite decked out. He'll be handled by DDC. DD going to be playing the Shadow Demon. And the safe lane is Xiao Tuji or Little Rabbit. He'll be playing the Gyrocopter. And Xiao 8 on the solo mid Kunkka. And that does leave Yao as the off lane Doom. He's going to have a very tough lane here.
Yeah, and on the Dire side, the team nearer to the Roshan, we have Hao playing the Lone Druid. We have Faith currently dewarding the ward here as the Venomancer. Banana playing the Enchantress. The solo mid will be played by Bari 430 Invoker. And on the offlane we have Clockwork by Waba F.
So offlane Clockwork against Gyro, Shadow Demon, Disruptor. This is a hard lane for Clockwork.
I don't think he minds that much because he's gonna get levels anyway with the cogs.
That's true. If he does get caught out though, like by a disruption, you can just run next to him, and even when he cogs, you just get your Gyrocopter inside the cogs, and you can easily kill him. So he's got to be careful, but he's just going to sit back and look for some levels.
He's just going to keep repeating, trying to trap some creeps in the trees there, then he's going to get levels. I don't think he's going to just try his luck and run up to the lane, try to get some last hits. He's going to play it very safe, and it's going to be up to the Vino and the Enchantress to set the pace of the game. They need to be the ones making the first move here.
Yao has not found a creep yet, and now IG are going to look to make a go on him. Faith as well as Banana. Wow. Just hiding top. Double Troll Trap, but they are about to expire. Well, one of them is. And Yao could be caught here. Gale available, but he pops the Scorched Earth. Gale's going to connect. This is a long dive, though. They need to get in range. One of the trolls despawns, and that will be it. So, a lot of wasted time there. Whereas you look at LGD, this is the Radiant jungle. In some ways, just better for supports. They're going to get the tri-pull off. And he does succeed in doing so. So they're getting a lot of levels on their supports. And IG, a little bit of wasted time, but it seems they want to transition into a push. So they have
the Doom just used his Scorched Earth, but he already has boots, so it'll be difficult to catch him out. And he doesn't have anything to defend against the tower push.
That's true. Doom is not a very good offlaner in terms of stopping early pushes. And are they going to back him up? Kunkka solo mid, the haste rune was bottom, and it has been picked up by the Shadow Demon, who makes a move towards mid, but then retreats out. So and IG taking the first tower.
You could also see the plan here right now, LD. Like, the Kunkka doesn't have X mark. It tells a lot. They don't want to gang the middle lane.
They want to defend. Well, they'll have to defend now. As DD comes in, he does have the haste rune available, thinking about a disruption, but has to be careful. If they do go on Yao here, it could be bad. And there is a Gale available. Scorched Earth cooling down. So they probably want to leave the disruption in reserve in case IG goes aggressive.
Yeah, and who else has a teleport scroll? No one else. So if IG finds an opening, no one will be able to come and help. That's it. Only the Shadow Demon can be here to back the Doom up. And they just need to wait for the next push, the next wave of Enchantress summons to be able to take down the tier 1 top.
Conversely, IG can defend their bottom tower. Clockwork is a much better defender than Doom, and also LGD, not really a very good pushing tri-lane. The Gyro, Disruptor, well, it's only a dual lane, but even if they had 3, wouldn't be that strong of a push. So IG are going to get a free early tower. I imagine we'll see this mean a quick Midas for 430, as well as for the Lone Druid. So, like you said, you can really see the strategy. It's not just a tower push for the sake of a tower push, but a tower push most likely to set up 2 early Midases for a team that really needs that additional income. No, they go face boots. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, yesterday, the game as well, we saw the Lone Druid by Super. He got face boots first. Gale gonna land on Yao here. He's gonna get slowed down really badly.
Troll Trap. They have a disruption, but I don't think it'll matter. Actually, they back off, worried about the rotation. He will be okay.
Yeah, because they noticed Kunkka is off the middle lane.
Yeah, and mid lane pushed to the tower. The rune had just spawned. And he actually bottled a double damage rune, which IG did not see, but they know rune was top, so it could be a haste for all they know.
And this is something where I find why the Kunkka is skipping the X mark, because he wants the Tidebringer to be able to handle the lane against the Invoker. He actually dealt a lot of harass to the Invoker just now. Like, LGD is mostly a team that doesn't really prioritize on getting your skill built towards lane dominance. Usually you see Xiao get X mark so his teammates can help in gank, but this game round he has a different game plan. He wants to sit in middle lane to try and harass a lot on the Invoker and get a lot of last hits.
I think a lot of it's just the Disruptor pick. If they had a Shadow Demon Lina, they could go for those kills, but Shadow Demon Disruptor, not a very strong ganking pair at this stage of the game.
Yeah, and if the Shadow Demon comes in with a disruption, you want to have a very high level Torrent to follow it up.
Yeah, and basically you can't really push on Kunkka's lane. He's about to get Boat, and Boat has a 1 minute cooldown, 400 damage, so LGD should be able to defend this middle lane for a long time, unless the Kunkka goes down, and that's what IG are looking for. Smoked up. Lurking near mid, but I don't think they're going to find anything. There is a Shadow Demon nearby. DD seems to sense something.
Oh no. I think they saw the Ursa, the creep.
They have the disruption though if they need it. The Gale comes through. Did it actually connect? He is affected by the Gale. He's slowed down, but Winter, this is twice now. DD, right place, right time. He saved the Doom top. He now saves the Kunkka mid. DD has really been on point with Shadow Demon.
He's reading the game very well because, like I said just now, IG needs to be the white pieces in this game. They need to be the ones that make the first move because they have only 2 cores and enemy has 3 cores. So the Shadow Demon understands the situation that he knows that he just needs to be there whenever the Vino and the Enchantress makes a move.
Yeah, and especially when you've already got Disruptor, a very greedy support who needs quite a few levels, you'd rather have him getting them. So I like how they're prioritizing their farm distribution, their experience distribution, and so far, I would say LGD, it's a tempo they're comfortable with. Sure, they gave up the tower top, but they made IG work for it, and IG supports you 3 CS on the Veno, only 15 on Enchantress for 6.5 minutes. That is nothing. And in fact, you look at the levels, IG 3 of the lowest level heroes in the game. So they do pick up their Invoker Midas, but I feel like LGD is getting the slightly better trade so far.
Yeah, for sure. They are playing the early game very well, especially with the Shadow Demon running around just to make sure that the Vino and Enchantress ganks doesn't work. And they're getting farm on all of their heroes, like you mentioned. Doom is taking the jungle. Disruptor is pulling the neutral creeps there. Gyro is farming the safe lane. Everyone is getting something apart from the Shadow Demon, which has to be there to make sure that the IG ganks doesn't happen.
Yao does manage to eat a much more useful creep, gets the Unholy Aura, has some regen now, and we'll rotate back towards top. He's gone Arcane Boots. I imagine he'll be the mech builder this game. Yeah, I'm on the same page with you there, buddy. The Disruptor, Shadow Demon, not good heroes to get the mech, so should be Doom who gets it. Kunkka probably the phase boots or drums into Shadowblade. Because LGD, I mean, I guess they do have Glimpse to initiate, but you'd like for your Kunkka to be able to as well.
I'm seeing the game plan here right now from IG. They're building 2 Midas on the Lone Druid and the Invoker. This is a must. And then they're getting an early Medallion from the Vino. So the timing they want to hit is after Roshan and the Midas to kick in. Shadow Demon is going to rotate in, try to find an initiation here maybe on the Invoker. But Clockwork's nearby.
And so too is the Venomancer. Everybody lurking in the middle lane. IG just begging for LGD to make a go here. And DD was spotted out by a Dire Observer Ward, freshly placed. And they need to be careful. Xiao could be caught out. There is no hookshot though. YYF only level 5. The Doom level 5 as well. But, you know, this is where Yao, I would say, had the worst lane by far. But in the end, he's ended up doing pretty well.
Because he can jungle and Clock cannot jungle.
Yeah. And that's why sometimes it's worth the first pick on the Doom.
Yeah, maybe right.
The versatility.
Yeah, he's like something the Chinese teams have been using more and more frequent right now as either a solo mid or a carry even, or even on the offlane. He's becoming the substitute to the Alchemist.
Yeah, when you can't get Alk, because more and more teams are just banning him in the first stage. The one game where he didn't get banned, Alk just was way out of control yesterday.
I told you the stats of the Alk.
Here they go, bottom lane. They want Xiaotuji, the little rabbit, being chased by the big bad Clockwork. The glimpse comes through. They'll send back the clock, but it's too late. Sunstrike comes in. Hellfire rains down from the skies, and 430 secures the first blood.
Yeah, and he's gonna hit. The timing to push is gonna be coming really soon. Invoker's gonna hit level 9 double Fort Spirits, and Lone Druid has his Midas up. They can maybe wait for 1 or 2 more minutes before they hit against the tier 1 in middle lane of LGD.
That's a really big kill because Gyro needs BKB to take these mid-game team fights. If he doesn't, he's just going to melt to... you look at IG, it's so much magic damage and just damage that is blocked by Magic Community. Impetus, Cold Snap, Sunstrike, all the Venomancer spells, pretty much all the Clockworks damage, and the Radiance Burn later on. And as I say that, there's a rotation towards mid. They've smoked up. They go on Faith here. Level 5 doesn't have the Poison Nova yet. Good time to focus him down. They get the Veno kill. And I guess the question now is, Winter, do they try to push on the back of this? I'm not sure if they can.
Maybe they would try to deal some damage, but I don't think they can take down the tower since the Venomancer is going to come back up alive in another 5 seconds. And they don't really have a very good pushing lineup.
And they'll actually check for the 10-minute rune. No such luck, though. It is an illusion rune spawning bottom. And for IG, it's like you said, it's a timing-based lineup. Double Midas early, that's why they push the tier 1, is to secure the fast Midas for Invoker and the slightly later Midas for Hao. And then it'll be the next timing will be double Forge Spirit, as well as hopefully getting a mech up on the Clockwork. YYF, oh, pretty poor though. I don't know if we'll have one anytime soon.
His mech will come like, I don't know, I don't think it's going to come anytime soon yet.
But they do need one. I mean, somebody's got to be building that, whether it's the Veno or the Clockwork. Those are your two likely candidates. Because their lineup really is built on the mid-game pushing.
Probably they'll let YYF do it. And because the Veno is like going, what? He bought a Null Talisman? View of Discord?
Well, with Invoker, actually, he does a lot of spell damage. Like, a lot of spell damage. So you could buy that with Poison Nova. Interesting choice, but LGD looks like a triple BKB lineup to me, so I'm not really sure that Veil is the best item, unless you get it really early.
I'm very surprised. I've never seen a support Veno build a Veil as his first item, ever.
I mean, is it possible it's just a casual Null Talisman? It's kind of a greedy item for a support, though. Doesn't really build in anything.
Casual Null Talisman. But
why wouldn't you just get a casual Bracer, you know? I'm not sure.
Or even the Arcane Boots, if you want the mana.
And IG, they're grouped up. They'll smoke again. I believe their third smoke of the game already. So IG, they've really been the ones on the front foot, on the aggressive. They'll smoke towards bottom lane. But LGD, they're going to smoke up as well. And they're heading towards mid. They're looking for Faith. Faith should be careful right now. Hard to gank the Veno, though, with the Great Wall of China lurking in the middle lane.
Yeah, they're gonna try and... Oh, they might actually get Rabbit if Rabbit runs into the jungle now to farm the small camp.
He did just buy Ogre Club, but this would really delay his BKB. No, IG. They say, screw that, we're going mid. The tier 1 is still standing. Doom, at about half HP, he just bought Chainmail. He's getting closer to the mech. And LGD smoke gank heads towards top, but they're off the mark. It's on the middle lane, they go. Yao, Sunstrike can't even cast the Doom. Finally gets it off, but it's too late. The damage was done. Now the turnaround comes. X. Torrent will connect. They've caught one. Already the Clockwork falls. Now the Veno falls too. LGD, kings of the counter gank. They're ready. And they make it a horrible trade for IG.
Yeah, that's the strength of their lineup. Their lineup can farm at the same time, like we mentioned, 3 core, but all of their cores can fight early.
And while that's happening, they're pushing in the middle lane. They're looking for the tier 1, and fortunately for IG, they can somewhat trade here, and at least do a lot of damage to the tier 2, if not kill it. And it looks like that will be the choice.
Yeah, they're gonna send Yao to defend the top lane. I don't think they'll be able to get the tier 1 in middle. Maybe they'll just continue pressuring it for another 30 seconds before they back off.
Yeah, so LGD, I mean, what do you think their plan should be right now, Winter? They almost have a mech. And they're working towards a BKB on the gyro. Do they just want to sit back and farm, or should we see some smoke ganks? What's their game plan?
They can do whatever they feel it's good for them, like whatever they're comfortable. Even if they try and fight, it's not really bad for them because they are strong enough to take fights. But if they want to sit back and farm, it's also okay because they have the Devour and they have Tricore. But IG's lineup, even though they have dual core, I think that they are still quite strong late game. So if it goes down to late game, they have Enchantress Ultimate to deal a lot of damage, Invoker spells, obviously, and the 12 slotted hero, the Lone Druid.
Let's hope it comes to that. It's a best of 5. I hope this game goes 100 minutes. That would be a great way to start. I don't think the chat hopes so, though. They want to get their rares quickly and easily, or lose them quickly and painfully. But as for IG, like you said, they do go pretty late. Personally, I would like to see LGD put a little pressure on the Lone Druid. It seems like IG is expecting that as well, because they smoke up and they head towards mid. They know his Relic is coming fairly soon. You know, one thing we saw really frequently in the past, like even if you go back a year ago, was IG had really good timings for just punishing enemy carries. Like they'd always seem to get like the enemy Gyro right before he got BKB, Lone Druid right before he brought Relic, but IG, they seem to be anticipating this, and they will not let Hao die easily.
I am actually quite surprised by this. You know, the Invoker bought a Necroblock. Do you see that?
Rat. But it's a good pushing item. I think it's really good on Exhort Invoker, actually. Double Forge Spirit and Necrobook, very hard to fight against that.
But no.
No Force Staff.
It seems like not having like Force Staff would be. He's a very easy target since he doesn't have Force Staff.
Yeah, and like we mentioned, they don't really have those great defensive supports. So you see 430, you'd probably just doom him. I guess the good news is he can like fight from beyond the grave, right? You kill him, but he still has the Necrobook and the Double Forge doing his bidding.
Beyond the grave.
Beyond the Grave, the second edition of Beyond the Summit. Yuck. So LGD group up towards mid, and they are going to go for probably triple BKB now. We see Xiao 8 building towards one, Xiao 2G's building towards one, and the Doom will next. He just got the mech, I imagine. So maybe go Shadow Blade first, but at some point, yeah, we'll go BKB, and that's where if we do see a Veil from the Venomancer, what does it actually do? Triple BKB, Veno is not going to be doing anything against these heroes until much later.
No, he bought Arcane Boots. He's not going to the Veil, maybe.
Casual no talisman. I find that very weird. Maybe he thought about it and he's like, okay, they're going double BKB. That's not a good choice.
Yeah, maybe it's just like a casual no talisman, and he actually didn't have a plan to get a Veil at all. Maybe.
So you mentioned the possibility for IG to go Roche fairly early on. They don't have the Relic yet. They almost picked it up. And they do have the Double Forge Spirits. I mean, they could Roche right now. There's no Medallion. I guess that's the big thing they're missing. But it's tough because LGD have this Tier 1 up mid. With the Tier 1 up mid, much more dangerous to go into the pit. And if you go into the pit against Gyro, Disruptor, and Kunkka, you better get that Roche quickly, or you're going to pay the piper.
Maybe they are just waiting for Necro tree on the Invoker. Then he can solo the Roche with the Necros and his Forge Spirit, so it wouldn't be obvious. And everyone else will be, like the Vino will be standing in middle lane, and then the Bear will be pushing one lane. And so it will be Invoker doing the Roshan sneakily, and it's not suspicious.
Yeah, that you definitely could. I mean, the one thing is LGD can scout it with the Shadow Poison, but it's not really the best ability for scouting. It's not no Clockwork Rocket or Prophet Treants, that's for sure. And they'll just put pressure bottom lane. It seems like LGD realized that IG are looking to go for a Roche fairly early, and they want to just remove some map control and put the pressure on this IG team.
The Relic is going to get picked up by the Bear. He just got his Relic.
No Radiance yet, but if he gets it and LGD take a fight at their own time, this could really hurt. That's the other thing, is they may just want to fight before the Radiance comes online. Because once it does, it'll be very difficult.
They just lost their Necrobooks as well. That's a big loss for them.
The Bear just ignoring this. He says, I'd rather farm Ancients. And sitting on 500 gold, he'll have the Radiance soon. To be honest with the Veno wards here, I think he might farm Radiance before they get this tower. There is even a Glyph available. Yeah, this is not happening. Top lane's pushing in. Middle lane, creeps are dying to the tower. And I think for LGD, just a premature push. They wanted to fight before the Radiance comes out. They wanted to try and make IG's Roshan attempt a little bit more difficult. But they have failed, Winter. They have definitely failed.
Yeah, but it's difficult against the Vino and the Clockwork Rocket Flare. It's going to take you ages to push against that unless you run in, X-mark someone and start the fight. If you don't start the fight, the Vino wards and the Rockets is going to just deter you from pushing.
Well, they do have Glimpse as well, but if IG are just sitting behind their tower, that's not going to help you.
Yeah, they're going to smoke up right now, realizing that IG's strong timing is coming and they want to fight before the timing.
Bear's going to pick up a haster and then struts back towards top, and the wraparound cometh. LGD on the move. They're going to head towards mid. I think they'll just jump him right now. They've got the Disruptor ult available. They purge Faith to start it off. Now the Doom comes in. Not going to drop the ult yet. He gets off a big Poison Nova. Now the Glimpse. They brought back another, but YYF, he does get Troll Trapped here. Now the cooldown comes through, dropping quite low. Will he go down? They cog in Xiao2G. He's got a BKB. Special delivery in the middle of the fight. It'll be okay for now. He pops it. Going to work. They Doom 430. This could be 3 dead. LGD, they love their 5-man Dota. They're getting to 5-man right now. And IG are paying for it. They'll lose the Invoker. He goes down to Doom, or will in a matter of seconds. Yep, finally goes down. And now LGD take a tower too. You know, IG, they needed Radiance there, and they didn't have it. I think if they have Radiance Bear in that fight, they get 3 or 4 kills, if not wipe LGD. Because look how low these heroes are.
He doesn't have a teleport scroll to come in the fight just now.
Yeah. But look at their HP. Like, if he was there, that's at least 3 kills. Doom would be dead, Kunkka would be dead, probably the Shadow Demon dies as well.
Yeah, the Vino ultimate did so much damage. He landed Gale on 3 heroes as well. He did a lot of things in the fight, a lot of disable and damage. He's going to complete his medallion, so maybe they're going to just try to rush after the Radiance.
It's such a it's just not the way you wanted to do it though, right? You want to win that fight mid and then go rush, not lose the fight and then settle for rush.
Yeah, but things happen. It doesn't ever go according to plan.
Well, the only one who's written a script this game is the director, as usual.
Radiant's middle tower
What a great nickname it is.
And he's going to complete his BKB soon. The strong timing for LGD is 3 BKBs on their course, and IG want to go get the Roshan now with the Radiance up. The timing window is in IG's side now with the Radiance pick up on the bear right now.
Despite the deaths, they have the Necro 2. Necro 3 will probably be up after the Roshan. As the tower gets denied mid, there's a hook shot. They've caught out Yao. He's the mech carrier, but a nice disruptor ult discourages any future aggression. Here comes the meteor. Say hello to the behold it indeed. They'll lose Yao. YYF dropping low. He might be the trade. Out comes the Kunkabo. Doom spot back for this. The cooldown was deployed as well. Xiao Tuji trying to fight with the bear, but the BKB comes through. The Root Gaming does it. Rabbit is dead. The Radiance is king. Xiao wait. The director's next. Straight into the meat grinder he goes. They're gonna lose everyone. This is the fight IG wanted earlier. Now Yao on the run. The bear has been doomed. I think he'll be denied or go down here. He is dropping quite low, but the chase goes onto Yao. Stop running. Oh, he's going to get earned up. That's not going to help him when he's doomed. Immediately continues taking damage. Actually, like the split second of regen might have been enough. He stays alive. So this could be a team wipe. I think it will be. Yao's going to drop as well. Give him 5. IG comes storming back on the back of the Radiance. They didn't have mid earlier.
It's actually 6 because he bought back.
Ah, yes, you're right. You're right. 6. Ouch. That's the fight they would have had mid if Londra was there. And they have it now.
Yeah, this is the window of opportunity for IG when the Radiance is up. They're gonna be moving around, taking towers. I think LGD without the Doom can't really take a fight now.
And now you're Necro 3. And I mean, for LGD, that was just such a bad fight. The boat did nothing. Gyro was trying to solo fight Lone Druid. His cooldown only hit Lone Druid's hero and bear. The Clockwork initiated on the mech carrier. Everything went right for IG, and I think more importantly, nothing went right for LGD. Like, they have a huge AoE teamfight combo. Nothing really connected. Disruptor ult only really caught the Clockwork for a few seconds. It just was not a good engagement.
Yeah, it was also because mainly they got caught out by the Clockwork in a position where they didn't want to fight. Everyone was scattered around the map, wasn't together. They needed to be together to have their static storm, the cooldown, the bolt, everything to be effective, but they were just too separated and they couldn't take the fight. And it was all because the Clockwork initiation forced them to fight in a bad spot.
LGD, after a really impressive start, I mean, to keep it close against Double Midas at an early pushing lineup, I would say they were really doing well for the lineup they had. But after that fight, now down by 7.5k gold and experience. And here comes the push. Panda in the front lines, Ford Spirits in the back, and they're going in. Xiao 8, he drops an X, the turret, the boat, everything for the Enchantress, but she got off the heal. She's still alive. The turnaround comes now, and Yao tanking for all he can, but 430, doomed after dropping pretty much everything. The Necrobook, the Ford Spirits aren't here. They do glimpse back one. They're going to try and bring Banana down. They will get him. So they get the one kill in the end, but they used everything to get that one kill.
He took a bolt, he took a cooldown, he took a perch, he took a glimpse.
Oh, Disruptor actually melted to the poison in the end.
So that was actually very worth it. You trade the Enchantress for the enemy support and they use so many ultimates on you.
Yeah, if you're IG, I feel like you go heal now, and then you go for another push, because now they will not have Doom for the next team fight. Well, yeah, actually they might. 1 minute. They might have it in time.
60 seconds now. If they can't possibly push that quickly.
Okay, they'll wait. They'll probably just wait for their next set of items. As we see, Hao actually is gonna buy a Vlad. So very kind of mid-game oriented Lone Druid build. He went Midas Radiance, but now back into the Vlads. He wants items that help them fight right now, and they'll look to do it. You know, the one thing I really would like for IG Winter, and it's your favorite item, is a pipe. This is a really good pipe game.
True, but who is gonna build it? That's the question.
Yeah, YYF is still trying to build a mech. That's how poor he is. That's a good point.
Maybe Vino is the one going to try and build it. He has 2,000 gold right now. Apart from the Vino, I don't see anyone else that's suitable candidate to build the pipe right now for IG.
If you don't want to go pipe, I guess the other really strong pushing items that they don't have yet are Assault Caress for the bear. That's one really good item. And multiple Necro Books is definitely an option. But how good is multiple Necrobooks really going to be? You're up against Kunkka and Gyro, both of whom have BKBs. They are probably two of the best heroes in the game for just clearing waves, and with BKB, they will not take last will damage.
I feel they'll just settle with one Necrobook because they want the aura to push. Since the auras doesn't stack, they're not going to just all in this. They're just going to have the aura from the Necrobook, the armor from the Blats, and the Assault Curious, like you mentioned, and try to take a fight with that.
So IG will go for a 4-staff on Faith. Never can argue with it, but it's not necessarily the best 4-staff game. I mean, somebody gets X'd, 4-staff is not going to save them.
It's never
not going to help you against Kinetic Field. Can't 4-staff out of that, but it's still, like you said, you could still never really argue with it.
It's something very similar to during a late game stage when you don't know what to get, you get a set of Vice. 4-staff is something like that. If you don't know what to get, you get a 4-staff. 4-staff will always be helpful.
Well, that's like is that a subtle dig at Faith, saying he doesn't know what to do? Are you flaming
No.
Faith Winter?
No, but 4-staff is a good item.
I can't hold all these shots.
Man, that's not what I meant.
Yeah. Well, IG will move into the enemy jungle. They're very confident. They're being very aggressive here. After that one good fight, they're up to a 7.5k gold lead, but it has not increased since then, and that is despite having the double Midas, as well as taking Roche, and having a huge tower advantage. They're up 3 towers. If you remove the Midases, the Roche, and the 3 towers, I mean, I think they'd actually be behind right now. So, they cannot get too comfortable here. They're ahead, but they're not convincingly ahead yet.
Yeah. They can still win the fight here if they take it properly with the Vino. The Vino ultimate will be key here. How much Vino ultimate deals against
Hook shot, that's caught out DDC. Dropping fast, he does get off a decent disruptor ult. The bear comes in, BKB City. Welcome to the Golden Sea. They try to bring down a few bananas dropping low. 3 heroes have fallen, but the bear's alive. He's cleaning house. How on the chase, he should bring down 2 here. The glimpse comes through on the lone druid hero, but that will not save you from the bear burn. Looks for DD, the Ukes, the Jukes, never mind that. DD's gonna fall. So far, 4 have fallen, but the bear is still alive. On the backside, they managed to pick off another. Now they go into How Disruption, doing decent damage here, but they bring down the Shadow Demon. Now the root on Rabbit. How huffing it out of there, but I don't think he's going to escape from this one. Actually, he is. The Kunkka went down. The creeps marched in from the backside and sniped him. Oh my goodness. They want Rabbit as well. Rabbit might go down. The bear getting blocked by its own creep. Sunstrike! Sunstrike! Got him! Oh man, what a fight. The plays from IG. The plays.
They took a fight that the bear was basically killing everybody alone because everybody died behind. He was like standing in front and everyone, LGD was just ignoring the bear because he had Aegis. They were killing everybody. Everybody behind died. His Radiance damage over time. And I'm not sure whether the Vino ultimate hit the heroes because they were all BKB. And I don't think it dealt so much damage, but the main thing was the ghost ship wore off and the Radiance kept burning and burning and burning. And he killed all the supports behind.
You know, yeah, and I mean, the thing is, like, on paper, BKBs are pretty good against Radiance, but the problem was... Oh, they'll go on How here, top lane. He's been trapped, I say in air quotes, because who's actually been trapped here? The bear's still alive, doing good damage. Now they pop the BKBs. In comes your Sunstrike. It's split between 3, not doing a whole lot. How may fall here. He's low, but he's not dead yet. And the bear's still going to work. They're going to bring down 2. They do lose their lone druid now, but I think the trade's there. Banana doing good work. Xiao ain't going to drop. They've lost 2 cores. They've lost 3 heroes. The Venomancer almost killing off DDC. He's ticking down to the Poison Sting. They might need to deny him here.
7 seconds, Sunstrike. 7 seconds.
He's dead, yeah. He's dead to that. Not even needed.
He's gonna die. You know, the fight, the MVP was the Vino. He actually he managed to force stuff the bear out of the ghost ship, and it bought the bear a lot of time. And the other heroes managed to kill the rest of LGD's heroes trying to finish off the bear.
The bear almost lived, in fact. Lone Druid almost survived that fight. Sunstrike after the Forge Spirit, slightly off the mark. You know, as good as the fights are for IG, the one thing I'll say is LGD have not lost their base yet. So they haven't lost all hope, but they've lost a lot of hope, Winter. They now trail by about 13,000 gold, 5,000 experience. And I think the bigger problem is, it seems like their item progression has largely stopped. Xiaowei picked up BKB. He has not progressed at all. Xiao Tuji's is up to 3,000 gold, but it feels like he needs the Satanic and 1 damage item before he can really fight. And as for Yao, still yet to complete a BKB. Their cores just seem a bit poor at the time being.
IG has still 2 Midas running, so you have to account for that after 30 minutes too. Oh, he's gonna complete the wheel now. So it was actually a wheel, now talisman.
Casual no talisman into a 30-minute Veil. You know, I mentioned Veil not going to do much against BKBs, but once the game goes late enough, then it will. Because then the BKBs drop down to a fairly low duration, and you could just wait them out. And then the Venoa becomes very scary.
Assault Cuirass is going to be completed soon from the bear, so timing window is going to be complete. Assault Cuirass, Vlad's, View of Discord, a mech. No pipe yet, but they don't really need anything, and Enchantress has Acceptor.
Yeah.
Invoker Hex in 300.
Yeah, the Hex is a big pickup here. I mean, honestly, I feel like if you catch any of these LGD heroes, their teamfight really suffers. I don't feel there's any, like, expendable heroes. You know, some games there's a Crystal Maiden, if you kill her, no big deal. Shadow Demon is essential to protect anyone who gets initiated on. The Disruptor is a huge part of their teamfight, and obviously they need their 3 cores, so this Hex, it's a big pickup, even more so than some other games.
Yeah, anyone dies on LGD means they can't take a fight.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's the easy way to put it. I took like 50 words to say what you said in 10. Good job.
Every piece of the puzzle is important.
Is that your polite way of saying it's okay? We're still friends. So the Hex is coming out now. Veno's picked up the Veil. As for LGD, I mean, they have triple BKB. And I guess this is the point now where you try and get your Gyro's next 2 big items. Butterfly will be the choice, followed by a Satanic. I imagine we'll see our Lone Druid go straight into MKB now to kind of counter this. And normally the common pickup anyway for a Lone Druid. And he will have it probably before anything else is completed.
I'm thinking what other items he's going to build. Maybe there will be a possibility for the Lone Druid. Basher maybe, but after seeing the Eagle Song on the Gyro, I guess like the Monkey King Bar is the best option.
Yeah, it does so much damage too. I feel like IG don't really need lockdown that much. I mean, they have Gale, Poison Sting, Cold Snap. They have plenty of lockdown. I mean, granted, LGD have some BKB carriers, but you also have Entangle, you have Hex. If it goes later and Gyro gets really farmed, that's where you'd really need the Basher. Like if he gets 3 or 4 items.
And I think that with the alacrity on the bear, nobody's gonna live, even if you have BKB.
It is a pretty fat bear, though. 19k net worth, 33 minutes in. And into the Roche Pit, IG March. And LGD, I don't even... They're still... Winter, we are 33 minutes in. And LGD still looking for their first tower of the game. They've given up 6, they've gotten 0. That is a massive discrepancy. That's why YF casually hooks his enemy creeps. Okay.
That's just the power of the Venomancer. When you pick Venomancer and you don't lose any towers for 30 minutes, your job is done as a Veno.
And he's
gonna pick up a gem.
He's very... It's not like LGD can afford to focus him. They cannot be wasting Doom or key abilities on him. God forbid you doom him, but he's already gotten off his ultimate. That is the most lost fight you will ever see.
Yeah, you can't really focus. But at the same time, if you don't focus the Veno before he drops his ultimate, you're going to take a lot of damage. So, do you focus him? Do you try and take him out before he drops anything? Or do you try to just ignore him? If you ignore him over the course of the fight, his ultimate is going to deal so much damage to your team.
Yeah, it really is. I guess the one concern for IG, though, is LGD is a pretty hard lineup to break. Like, you look at they're just a very strong defensive lineup.
Yeah.
Really hard to push high ground against all these heroes.
They have to just stay in the base right now in this situation. They can't really go out and take a fight anymore. Any fight they take outside the base would be very devastating for them.
And IG are just playing Starvation Dota. They pushed in top and mid. The Lone Druid will farm the enemy jungle. And if he needs to, he could just send his Bear bottom and push that lane out. So LGD, like you said, just... They can't leave their base. They really can't.
They are waiting for the Monkey King Bar on the bear. He got his Demon Edge ready.
Do you think IG has any sense of urgency here?
Not really. I think they can just... They're contented in starving out LGD. Making sure that they farm everything on the map. They farm their jungle, farm all the tree lanes, and Just wait for... I guess they're just waiting for the MKB. There's nothing else very important they should wait for.
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, IG just... They're starving LGD so hard, and... I mean, I mentioned the gold graph had plateaued back here, around like 26 minutes after that one team fight, but it ain't plateauing anymore, Winter. It just keeps on going one direction, straight down. And LGD will get to leave their base for the first time in a good 3 or 4 minutes, but it feels like small consolation. IG, are they getting ready for the... Oh, they still have a few minutes on the Sages, so... Like you said, wait for MKB probably, and then just go.
Yeah, and the Midas is actually paying off so much for IG after getting those 2 early Midas. And LGD didn't even get a Midas on the Doom. That's like...
Pretty uncommon, actually, I would say.
Yeah, most of the time you get a Midas on the Doom.
And also, they don't have a great initiator. I mean, they have good initiation, X-Torrent. Of course, Glimpse is pretty decent, but... Oh, we'll hear a hook shot from YYF.
Tried to get a Shadow Demon.
Okay.
But didn't.
Yeah, I didn't even see it, I just heard it. But LGD don't have, no Shadow Blade on the Doom, no Shadow Blade on Kunkka. They just have no pick-off potential at this stage of the game.
I don't think he's going to get a Shadow Blade.
Yeah.
Since he got a Centaur right now, he's going to build a Blink.
Interesting. Well,
Blink,
he will
Blink
have
Stomp.
it fairly soon. How good is a Blink Dagger this game, though? Because you're blinking into, like, Cogs, Veno. There's just so many things that can punish you when you jump in, basically.
He needs to just blink in and storm the Invoker and get the Doom on him before anything happens. That's like the best way they can initiate. And after that happens, the X-Mark comes in on either one of the other heroes, the Vino or the Enchantress, and the fight starts. They need to get the Doom on the Invoker before he does anything.
Yeah, it's going to be hard, though. 430, he is known for his fast fingers and quick handwork. And, well, he's got a Hex now, so you blink in. He could instantly Hex you before you get to do anything.
You BKB and you blink in. Safe.
That's true. Well,
okay,
we've seen
MKB.
people forget to use their BKBs a lot recently, though, so can't take it for granted, I guess.
Yeah, you're greedy. You think you don't need the BKB for that, and you want to save it for... You want to be efficient. Save it for later.
We'll see. IG grouping up towards top lane again. This would be the time to at least try to kill the tower off with this Aegis. They still have a minute or 2 left on it. They'll come in towards the top lane. And there's a glyph available here for LGD. We take a quick look at the buybacks. Buyback available on one hero. That's the Kunkka. And he is the one in the front lines. But anyone else dies, they'll be fighting from a disadvantaged position.
Yeah, I still think they can win the fight if they get the fight. The initiation properly. They get the Doom. They need to get the Doom on the Invoker.
Uh-oh, cold snap. Yeah, hook shot. Jams it in. Easy kill. He got dunked. Now the bear dropping low. Conan was deployed with a butterfly. The gyro doing pretty good damage. He kills the bear once. I hear a Sunstrike. DD barely able to live.
He was like left and right. He knew the Sunstrike was coming, and
but the thing is, they still have Veno ult, and the Veil's about to cool down.
Yeah, they couldn't disrupt the Doom because he BKB'd. That's why he died there.
At the same time, IG do have to be careful. If they lose this bear, there is no resummon. That could really cost them, but the Rex has fallen, and IG marches straight onto your base. Behold the big bear. Panda out of control. Faith comes in. He drops the ultimate, drops the Veil as well. Everybody forced to turn tail and run to the fountain. They may all end up going down. Sunstrike. Oh, just off the mark. Okay, so that was literally a kamikaze Veno, and he almost killed 4 heroes. I wouldn't say by himself, but largely by himself. Pretty sick Veno play.
Yeah, Venomancer is just the hero that you don't really need to prioritize your life. You just drop your spells and you're done.
You know, it reminds me, I think there was it at EMS? I'm trying to remember. There was an interview with Notel where he's like talking about why Fnatic valued Veno so highly, and it's like, well, you could pick any support, or you could pick Veno, who can do like 3,000 plus damage to the enemy team in a team fight. Pretty easy choice. So, it really is true, though. If the game goes late, BKBs, especially nowadays with the 4-second minimum duration, they don't really feel that effective at this stage. And they're not there yet, but they're getting there.
The only downside is Veno has no stuns as a support.
No stuns. No real great defensive. Well, I mean, okay defensively, but DD's going to get caught out here. Now the BKBs get popped, but the hookshot comes in. They've isolated the Disruptor. He doesn't have his ultimate available. They try and focus down the bear. 430 also runs. He does get doomed. I think he'll take a spill here. Mech maybe keeping him alive. The bear comes in again. The imps from the backside. Banana clean up in aisle 3. He's picked up 3. How fitting. And IG are just rolling over LGD. Easy rares. Well, at least an easy game 1 win for IG.
Yeah, and the Invoker didn't even die because he had Quas on during the Doom. One Quas. So he managed to live.
Yeah, you can't change your orbs when you're Doom, but you get the ones that you were sitting with. And
Yeah,
he also got mech, so nice mech as well by YYF.
You get the first tower of your game and you lose 3 heroes.
That's amazing. LGD loves the 5-man Dota, right? They almost always have the tower advantage. Or at least try to. And that was their first legitimate attempt to take a tower. They gave up Roche and didn't even get a tier 1. How often do you see that? They'll go in now, Banana.
Not often at all.
Here comes the boat. Nails him, but Banana's still alive. 4 Steph. Winning games. He's going to stay alive. Now the BKB gets popped on Shawei, but immediately there's a hook shot in. They've called out to YYF, dropping the cogs. The meatball rolls through again. Everybody's burning. Fire burning. And now they'll see 4 dead. 5 may fall if 430 Sun strikes the fountain. He will not see fit to do so. Mercy from 430. But no mercy for LGD. They got thwomped, and they will drop game 1 in this best of 5.
Have faith in the 4-star. I told you. When you have no idea what to build, just build a 4-star.
What a beatdown, Winter. What a beatdown. I expected better from LGD, but it was just that one really bad team fight bottom where it all fell apart.
Yeah, it all started with the Radiance, that's all. The first Radiance team fight they won, they killed everybody, and they actually killed 6 heroes because Doom buyback.
Let that be a lesson to all the pub druids out there. Once you get your Radiance, it's not just an AFK farming item. You use it to team fight, as we saw here.
Yeah, lesson taken today.
Yes. Take notes, puppies. I'm just kidding. Okay, that's going to wrap up game 1. It is a best of 5 though, guys. I'm LD, he's Winter. We will be right back with game number 2.